Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the Football Fanatic channel. Now with the transfer window going crazy and big players moving all over the place, there have been some great deals but also some shocking deals, and today we are going to be covering the worst signings in the transfer window this summer. Fabrizio Romano has had his work cut out for him, so I thought we'd be ranking some of the signings he's been covering. Let's get into it. Now, as we know, football's finance and football's economy just keeps growing every single year. And with the inflation that we saw in the summer of 2017 and many summers before and after that, with the likes of Neymar moving to PSG, Mbappe who soon followed, Coutinho and Dembele who obviously came from their respective clubs of Dortmund and Liverpool, these deals put so much money into the game that there was way too much money for the transfer market to handle. And we are seeing young players who proved themselves for one single season leaving their clubs for an outstanding fee of 100 million. Now, of course, this case comes from Liverpool. The fee included £80 million initially, plus the 20 million add-ons if Núñez meets certain targets. I believe that this price tag is way too hefty, and I don't think that it's going to be worth it. Seeing Núñez play in pre-season, I know I can't really paint a picture on him. However, he doesn't seem to be the most technically gifted player. He commonly loses the ball, struggles to link up play, which is in complete antagonist to the way Liverpool try to play. However, it isn't all that bad. Núñez obviously had a great Champions League campaign, scoring a lot of goals, including 2 which came against his new club Liverpool. I do believe that Núñez has a lot of potential, however he also has a lot more to learn. So in terms of rating for this signing, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Liverpool have got a good player with bags of potential, but the price tag is simply insane. Moving on, we go to another young player who has transferred from AS Monaco to Real Madrid for £80 million, Aurélien Tchouameni. The young man standing at 188 centimeters is exactly the final piece of the puzzle that Real Madrid need to complete their midfield for the future. Currently, Madrid have got a fantastic depth all across their team, however, especially in the midfield, because when you look at the young players they've got, Federico Valverde, a man capable of starting a Champions League final as well as getting the game-winning assist. Eduardo Camavinga, the youngest of the three but capable of changing the game in the Champions League semi-final versus Manchester City as well as playing in the Champions League final. And of course, finally, the autonomous ball-winning monster in Aurélien Tchouameni. He's already got many great honours to his name with the likes of Ligue 1 Young Player of the Year as well as Monaco Player of the Year. However, was this the signing that Real Madrid needed in their midfield? I don't think so. For example, they could have got the likes of Declan Rice from West Ham, who is easily already a world-class player at his age, or even the likes of Jude Bellingham, who would have obviously been a Modric regen. In my eyes, I just don't think Tchouameni was worth the price. Obviously, he's young and he's got bags of potential, way bigger bags of potential than Darwin Núñez. However, I don't think right now it's worth it for an 80 million splash on a midfielder when there are better options. So as a result, I'm going to give this signing a 6 out of 10 as well. Now, the next one for me is potentially the worst one of them all, and that is Richarlison to Spurs for a huge 60 million. Spurs have already got world-class talent in attack with the likes of Son and Harry Kane, and they also did have a very good player on the rise in Steven Bergwijn, who they sold for 30 million just to sign a player who doubled in price for Richarlison. I believe this was shocking business. Richarlison is a very talented player, however his attitude and the problems that he causes on the pitch, I just think that it's completely unworth it for what you're getting for 60 million. But let's look at the alternatives Spurs could have signed. Now, do I believe this position of winger/striker needed to be explored? Absolutely, because if Harry Kane or Son get injured, their next outlet is an aging Lucas Moura. So, in my eyes, I believe it would have been a lot more worth it to sign a Angel Di Maria on a free, who obviously has gone to Juventus now, or much more preferably sign another tricky Brazilian winger in Rafinha instead of Barcelona. Spurs, although, have made a very good transfer window so far with the likes of Bissouma coming in from Brighton and even signing a loan backup option in Clement Lenglet. Overall, this rating comes down to overpriced as well as Richarlison's attitude. I don't think he's good enough to be worth 60 million when you think of all the other players you can be getting for 60 million like Lewandowski, who was only gone for 45 million. So in my eyes, this is a 3 out of 5. And our final transfer today, and by far one of the worst ones as well, is Paul Pogba to Juventus. Now, you'd probably agree with me if I said this was the most controversial one, because indeed Pogba is still a very talented and gifted player. And to get a player who can produce special moments on a free like that, it's great business. However, the price tag isn't the problem for this transfer, it's the ambition. Juventus have signed a very on and off inconsistent player who can, yes, produce fantastic moments, but definitely not on a regular basis. And with a shocking season for the old lady last season, I don't believe that Pogba was the right option. There are many fantastic creative players in the market. Now, I would have offered Christian Eriksen on a free, however, he's obviously not allowed to play in the Serie A due to his heart condition. However, there are alternatives. I do believe Juventus getting Di Maria on a free was one of their best signings in recent history, but then to completely reverse the sense you showed by signing Paul Pogba, who I wholeheartedly believe is only signed because he used to play for Juventus, makes no sense. Juventus' upcoming season is a redemption season. They are usually a title-leading team or even a Champions League consistent team, and they only made it into the Champions League by a couple of points last year. I believe alternatives such as Dusan Tadic, who has been creating so many goals in the Eredivisie and dominating, would have been more frequent in terms of consistency. I also believe they could have gone for a cheap one for the future in Ryan Gravenberch, who is obviously gone to Bayern. Overall, I don't see Paul Pogba as a major upgrade for the old lady and think that his wages are way too high to compensate for what he brings into the team. So for this transfer, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. So ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of what I think to be some of the worst transfers so far. Make sure to comment down below your best and worst signings of the summer, and also make sure to check out my Spotify podcast. I upload a lot of football news, hot takes, match predictions, league predictions, and everything football has to offer. It's a must listen to for any football fan out there. It'll be in the link in the description. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. We are getting so close to 100 subscribers, and I would really appreciate if you guys could just hit that big red button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.